What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sterling from ENT. And man, it feels so good to say finally welcome back to ENT Fantasy Football. It's been a while, but I'm so happy that we're back finally making these videos. As you can tell, some stuff has changed. Got new hair, new bunch of stuff. So much has changed since the last time I've been on this channel. But anyways, welcome back to ENT Fantasy Football. And ever since I've been on this channel, a lot of stuff has went down, but most importantly, the biggest thing that has gone down in the football world is the Super Bowl. So the NFL season's over. It's unfortunate, it's sad, but it brings a lot of clarity to everything all the questions that we've had and everything that we've been waiting for. And congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams, because the Rams proved people wrong. They went out, they did what they had to do, and they're the Super Bowl champions. And that's what I wanted to talk about in today's video, because I wanted to talk about how I think teams and front offices and GMs can take notes from the Los Angeles Rams, not just in football, but in every sport, in basketball, hockey, all the American sports. I think people can really just take notes and learn from what the LA Rams did, because we're talking about a team where a year ago there was a lot of question marks, because the Rams had been a team where they were on the edge a lot. They had won the NFC West. They had been NFC champions before. They had made the Super Bowl, but they just couldn't get over that little final hump right there at the end. And so they took a step back, assessed their situation, and I think they realized, which is what we had all realized, is that maybe we can't win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff as our quarterback. Maybe we can't. Maybe that's what's holding us back. And a lot of teams in that situation, I don't think a lot of teams in that situation would pull the trigger on the move that the Rams did. The Rams went out, they were aggressive, they went out and they made their move, and they got their guy who they believed can take them to the Super Bowl and finally get them over that hump. That guy just happened to be Matthew Stafford. Now, Matthew Stafford had been in a situation for his entire career, over a decade, with the Detroit Lions, and had never been in a good situation. When this season, when the Rams were in the playoffs, a lot of people kept pointing out that Matthew Stafford has never really won a big game in his career. A lot of people were pointing that out, and a lot of people were saying that was going to be the downfall of the Rams this year, was that Matthew Stafford wasn't proven to be a big game performer. And so I was always on Matthew Stafford's end of the argument. I always believed that Matthew Stafford had never been in a situation where he could have done anything, really. The fact that the Lions even made up the playoffs a couple years in his tenure is honestly, I don't know how that even happened, considering the team that they had a lot of those years and some of the coaches that they went through and all the problems that the Detroit Lions have had in their franchise history. Just a lot of problems. And for Matthew Stafford to have to go through that, I thought it was unfair that people were sort of holding that against him. And so we got to the playoffs, and he proved people wrong. And the Rams front office is what I mainly want to talk about, because they went out, they made their move, and they were aggressive. My pet peeve in sports is the teams who are just content with being good but not great. Obviously, I don't want to put anybody on blast, but the Indiana Pacers are a team that I've believed has always been just content with being good but not great. It's like every year they're okay with just being like a first-round exit, or maybe having a chance to make some noise and make it to the second round. But the Pacers have never been a team, in recent memory obviously, where they're like in even the conversation for a championship, or even the conversation to make the conference finals. But they've also never even made a move to rebuild. It's just they're always in this constant state of retooling, just being average and just being mediocre, basically. And so that's my pet peeve in sports. And the fact that the Rams realized that this is their Super Bowl window, and their Super Bowl window might be closing. They went out, they got their guy in Matthew Stafford to put themselves in a position where we at least tried something to change something to win the Super Bowl. If they would have just ran it back with Jared Goff again and again and again, most likely nothing would have changed. But the fact that they went out, they were aggressive, they realized what they needed to do, and they weren't afraid to make that move. To me, that's what got them into this situation, because they weren't just going to sit around. Now, obviously, I'm not saying go overboard with it like how the Rams did, going out and trading all your first-round picks, going out trading for Von Miller, going out signing Odell Beckham, all that stuff. I'm not saying you have to go overboard like how they kind of did towards the end, but just making the move to at least put yourself in position, at least try to move forward instead of just being stuck in the same spot. And to me, that's what run the Rams the Super Bowl, because that's what put them in a position. If they would have just ran it back with Goff, to me, nothing would have changed. Even though Jared Goff, he's not a bad quarterback by any stretch of the word, but he was probably what was holding back the LA Rams. They realized that. They went out and they made their move. And so it's unfortunate the season's over, but now, man, we got so much stuff coming up. The draft, free agency, the offseason trades. A lot of players are going to be moving. There's a lot of frustrated players this offseason. A lot of stuff's going to be going down this offseason, and I'm super, super happy that we're going to be able to enjoy it and go through it. And I'm going to hopefully be making a bunch of videos for you guys. Hopefully we're going to get the boys back in town making bangers for you guys. I'm super, super, super excited about that. And on the other end of the Super Bowl, we had Joe Burrow and the Bengals. The Bengals had the biggest play of the Super Bowl, that deep pass to Jamar Chase over Jalen Ramsey. That was a crazy play. And the Bengals, a lot of people are saying the Bengals are going to be back. I think they're going to be a contender. I don't know if I'm going to say that they're going to be back. I think they're going to try to build on what they had this year, but just how competitive the AFC is and how competitive it's going to be next year, because you have to think about it. The Chiefs are going to be in the conversation every year. The Bills are going to be in the conversation every year. There's a lot of teams. The Chargers are making their way up. The Ravens are going to get healthy again and be back in the conversation. The Bengals are there now. Like, there's a lot of teams that are going to be in this conversation for the AFC, and I don't know if the Bengals are going to be back like a lot of people are saying. Maybe in a couple years, but I don't see the way that Joe Burrow and the Bengals get it done again. Obviously, they know what they need to fix. They need to fix offensive line. They need to get probably a better number one corner. Eli Apple, I like him as a number 2 corner. I don't think I want him covering the best receiver on the other team. Even though I think he's getting hated on a little bit too much, I don't think he's necessarily a bad corner like people are making it out to seem. But anyways, we're getting off topic. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the Rams in the Super Bowl, but that's it. I'm so glad to be back for you guys. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to ENT Fantasy Football. And I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later.